Deborah Mergen is the CEO and joins me now for more. Deborah, thanks for coming in.
Hi, Devon.
I mean, this really is it's a $3.5 trillion industry. Luxury market. Is it difficult for one to have gotten into? What's your experience?
I think I was fortunate to get into the market in the early days when there wasn't a lot of competition. Today there is a lot of competition. But I think the up-and-coming wellness market, most hotels now all have five-star spa establishments. People want wellness. They want to look after themselves when they're on business, when they're on holiday. So there has been a great demand for spas and our services.
When you look at the business, and I suppose part of the criteria is the effect you make on just the environment around you. This finds itself comfortable in the tourism industry. It has a developmental component or potential to have one. It can be labor absorbing, can it not?
It's very labor absorbing because it's long hours every day, Monday to Sunday, and it's a personal touch. But I think that touch is absolutely essential in today's environment. People need to be touched. They need to be well. So I think we do fill a very big gap in the industry.
The potential to create jobs. I mean, you see spas pitching up in some very isolated, beautiful areas. And again, you know, the government's drive is to create employment in these areas where you have unemployment so rife. Does it fit that space adequately, you think?
It definitely does, Devon. We have 6 schools countrywide where we train full-time courses, 3-year courses, part-time courses. So we're very fortunate that the graduates coming through our establishments we can place. And funny enough, we never have enough staff. So yes, it definitely does fill that gap of employment.
When you look at your type of industry, I mean, I was just reading through some of the experiences. Currency fluctuations, it's something that affects the business, doesn't it? Because there's a lot of importing done there, and much of that is used for the business to thrive. How does what the rand does affect your business?
It certainly affects our business in terms of we import professional cosmetics from France, so the rand exchange rate affects the pricing. To hedge against that, we created our own South African brand that obviously then we're not affected with the rand exchange rate. But a lot of our guests are international guests, so some want to feel the natural products from the origin, where others want the well-known, reputable international brands. And then, of course, it affects all resources within the business, you know, so costs of getting it to our spas, etc.
A lot of people watching this will also be in tune with the fact that entrepreneurship generally has a patriarchal bias to it. I mean, how do you feel about the fact that very often women getting into a space like this and other spaces, they really do start from a lower base? You know, if you look at the fact that they probably have lesser startup investment, maybe possibly little or no collateral security. These are some of the barriers of women in entrepreneurship, isn't it?
And they're correct, they're 100% correct. I remember when I started my business, I started with 1,700 Rand. And I remember first going to a banker in town and needing capital, and I couldn't raise that capital on my own. I actually had to get somebody to sign surety for me. And had I not had that person, I probably wouldn't have got to where I was today as a female. And along the way, it is difficult. I think raising funds, cash flow, etc., for most businesses is difficult. But if you don't have a lot of collateral assets, it is difficult being female.
Well, we could talk about this all night, but thanks very much indeed. Deborah Mergen, CEO of Camelot Group. Thanks indeed for coming.
Thank you, Devon.